Hello guys, this is another Alias theory builder lesson. In this one, we'll be talking about the Boolean operations. Now, a lot of people really don't even know that Boolean operations actually exists in Alias, don't even looking for that, but in practice it exists, and we in the professional industry using it pretty often. So it's not that flawless as in the solid body modeling tools or downstream CAD software like SolidWorks or Fusion, or even like these casual stuff like Movie 3D, FreeCAD, or Plasticity, but it still works and it does the job. And in a lot of times, it just really saves you these kind of sanity and time in general. So let me show you how it works. Now I will just create. I'll create two cubes. So this is one, and this is another one. And imagine that I want to join this geometry together and create a fillets around, even like technical fillets, doesn't matter. So in the standard pipeline, what you need to do is you need to intersect them. So surface by surface, surface by surface, surface by surface, trim them accordingly, and then, well, do the filleting. Now, this is the simple example, obviously, but in practice, there can be much more complex situations, which actually looks very simple, but takes a lot of time to accomplish. And that's why we have Boolean operations. Now, to perform the Boolean operation, we need to actually open the specific tools. In the, I believe, yeah, it's in Surface Edit. There is this group, shell subtract, shell intersect, and shell union. Now, as you can see, they all have this shell in their title, and that's by reason. Now, there is one caveat with Boolean operations. They will not work on the surfaces. So basically, you won't be able to run Boolean operation on these cubes unless you convert them, or basically convert them to this stitched version of themselves. Now, we have the specific operation called stitching, and we use this to transfer the data to downstream CAD software, or to quickly check the its positional continuity, that the objects are actually solids, they don't have any holes to the tolerances we're building it from or with. And well, another reason is just to perform the Boolean operation. So let's do that. In the Surface Edit, we have this additional group, which is a stitch, shell unstitch. So what I will do is I will just select everything, and I will perform the stitching operation. As you can see, there is a small options, small amount of options. So we are using construction options. We're detaching periodic surfaces. That's for a reason. Most of the CAD softwares doesn't really work well with periodic surfaces. Detach single curve edges. When it's just a single curve, you cut something as a single curve, and keep originals. Now, all of this checked by default, and I suggest you to keep it like this. So I'll hit the spacebar, or click on the button, and basically stitch them. So now let me just create the new layer from them and hide it. And these ones, let me just create the new layer from them as well. So basically now these ones is the original surfaces, and these ones are the stitched version. As you can see, they kind of have a different color. Now, important to note that I can't actually perform anything with them except, moving them around and performing the Boolean operation, and that's it. I can't really select the specific surfaces, I can't turn on my CV controls, nothing like that. But that's not a big issue, because we can stitch and we can unstitch it back. But before we do it, let's perform the Boolean operation. So once again, in the Surface Edit, there's these three options. Now I will actually close this because I have my own in the where is it? Yeah, it's here. So what I do with this? Well, let me just join them together. Why not? So I will click on this button. So this tool called Shell Union. So click on this one, click on this one, and that's pretty much it. So let me create the new layer with them. And as you can see now, when I selected the object, select both of them, and they basically perform, the Alias perform the Boolean operation. Now, to be able to modify it after that, I need to unstitch this model back. So I'll click on unstitch, or in the surface edit, click on this. Here's the shell unstitch command. Now just click on this, and here we go, it's unstitched. Now, just to prove that the cut was performed, now I'll hide the surface, and you can see that, yeah, everything is already working as intended. And I actually can turn on my CVs, and you can see that, yeah, it's stitched and everything done basically automatically. So I saved a lot of time. And now, until A-class fillet police didn't show up, let me just quickly go to the shitty fillet tool. What is the shitty fillet tool? Here it is. And just kind of 10, I believe it's too much. Let's go 2 and just quickly fillet the edges. And here we go. So as you can see, this is really fast. Now, Boolean operations doesn't necessarily mean that you need to cut one solid body with another solid body. You can use Boolean operations with surfaces as well. But the one important thing, though, is that the surface should be stitched. Now let me show you this example as well. So let me create like I don't know, some kind of box. I will use the rectangle for that. Just kind of like, I don't know, 70 by 100 will do. Now let me detach. Okay, and let me fill the edges because, well, why not? 5. Yeah, well, why not? Hit next. Another one, and another one. Okay, so let me draft it. I will draft it to the top. Yes, let's say 50 will do, and I will quickly create the caps for top and the bottom. Like this. Let me just hide the grid. Right, so there is our box, and imagine that I need to cut it somewhere in the middle, maybe not specifically in the middle, somewhere, and basically have two different pieces. So in general, what you will do is, well, you will create a curve. Just toggle it, and I'll just build a curve like this. Oh, it doesn't really matter what kind of curve. Move it away and overbuild the surface. Basically skin it. So this is the standard kind of stuff you will do. So you will have the cutter, and then you place it where you want, and then you perform the cut. Now, the trick is that when you need these two objects or being separate, you intercept everything, then you trim, but not just trim, you trim divide, because you need these pieces separate, and then you duplicate the cutter again, because this cutter basically is a part shared by two pieces. So you need two pieces of them, so basically two parts, and then you project and trim both of them separately, which once again takes time. Now, we don't really need to bother with this because we can use Boolean operations. So let's just do that. Yeah, so I will create a new layer like this, and I will basically perform the Boolean operation. Now, as you can see, this is just a curve, so I probably will do it into stages. So first of all, I will use the subtract, and actually before that, I definitely need to stitch it. Yeah, sign it, hide that. Okay, so now this is the stitched objects, and now I can probably use the subtract first. So click and click, Right, so we have one object ready. Let me create a new layer and place it there. And the next operation will be intersect. Yeah, here we go. Let me pick it, just assign it and hide everything. So this is my two pieces. What's cool about that is now when I'll push it up, you will see that it actually have its own surface. So it has a cap, and this one has the cap as well. So basically Alias did everything for me, and now I can, just sub both of them, unstitch them, and proceed with my modeling. Now, for example, I can, I don't know, create round fillets as well, because why not? And then I can just group that together like this, and then I can do the same thing for the bottom part. Let me just do that as well, like that. Now once again, let's group that like this. And now you have two separate pieces. Now sometimes you need a gap between them, and so there is a couple of ways how you can do it. Well, first you can use, instead of just a curve, you can offset this and use the actual kind of solid geometry, or you can perform the cut as I did, and then after that just pick the curve which we built before, this one, offset this, and cut one of them, basically the top or the bottom part, and just use the standard trimming operations as you always do. So anyway, as a conclusion, the Boolean operations used in the industry pretty heavily, especially on these mundane tasks when it's actually very simple operations, and you don't really want to spend a lot of time manually trimming and trim dividing, projecting yourself, and just rely on Alias. And Alias gives you the opportunity to work with the Boolean operations, and they actually doesn't have any drawbacks. So they work so stable. They're not as fluid as the solid body modeling tools, but yeah, it does the job. So, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much everything you need to know about the Boolean operations. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.